What if I told you the whole idea of a 9-to-5 job is kind of fading away? Today, we're diving into a revolution that's not just on the horizon, it's already here. And believe me, it is completely rewriting the rules of work for millions and millions of people.
Let's just start with a number, 70 million. As of last year, that's how many Americans are part of the freelance workforce. And just to be clear, that's not some small niche group. That's more than a third of the entire US workforce, and it's growing like crazy.
You know that old idea of a single straight-line career path? Yeah, that's being replaced. What so many people used to call a side hustle, well, for a huge and growing slice of the economy, that's now the main event. It's the primary long-term career. So when we talk about the gig economy, this is what we mean: a marketplace full of short-term, project-based work. And it is a massive economic engine. We're talking about a global market value that has already blown past $455 billion and is growing at this staggering rate of like 16 to 17% every single year.
Okay, so who is powering this huge economic shift? The answer isn't just one group. It's really a story about a fundamental, generational change in our whole attitude towards what work even is.
So, while millennials, they currently make up the biggest piece of the freelance pie, the real story here, the thing you've got to watch, is Gen Z. They are the fastest growing group, and their mindset is totally reshaping the future of independent work.
And this quote, this gets right to the heart of how Gen Z thinks. Over half of them see that old model, the stable job at a big company, as riskier than going out on their own. I mean, think about it. They've watched recessions. They've seen mass layoffs. They have this deep-seated distrust in corporate stability.
So what is it that's driving them? Well, it's a completely different set of values. For a massive 71% of them, flexibility is everything. They demand control over their own career path, and they are so values-driven. Get this, nearly 2/3 have actually turned down work because it clashed with their personal ethics. On top of all that, they're digital natives, so they pick up new tools 40% faster, which gives them a huge advantage in the exact high-tech fields we're about to look at.
All right, so we get the why, but what about the how much? Let's pivot to the opportunities, because this new world of work has some incredible earning potential if you know where to look.
You have to hear this. 4.7 million. That's how many freelancers in the US are now earning over $100,000 a year. That is a huge jump from just 3 million back in 2020. This just proves that freelancing isn't only for a little extra cash. It can be a path to some serious wealth.
So where's that money coming from? Just look at these hourly rates. We're seeing up to $200 an hour for machine learning engineers. There's huge demand for roles in cybersecurity, media buying, and even these brand new jobs like AI prompt engineer. The common thread here is pretty clear. Tech, AI, and really specialized marketing skills are where the big bucks are.
But let's be real for a second. This is not all sunshine and rainbows. That amazing freedom and flexibility that comes with freelancing, it also comes with some pretty undeniable challenges. A real cost that every single independent worker has to figure out.
And this really is the central question that every person thinking about freelancing needs to answer for themselves. What are you actually giving up to get all that autonomy? So, a massive 2/3 of freelancers say their number one worry is just finding enough work. And of course, that leads right into the second biggest problem, trying to manage an irregular, unpredictable income. That classic feast or famine cycle. And right behind that is the big one, the lack of employer benefits.
And when you put it side by side with a traditional job, the difference is just, wow. As an employee, your health insurance, your retirement, your taxes, it's mostly automated. As a freelancer, you're not just the CEO, you're the entire HR department. All of a sudden, you're figuring out health insurance, solo 401ks, and quarterly tax payments, and paid time off. That's a luxury you have to pay for yourself.
So, with all those challenges on the table, how do you actually make it? How do you succeed? Well, it's not about trying to avoid the risks. It's about having a solid strategy to manage them. So let's walk through a clear, actionable playbook for thriving as a freelancer in 2026.
Okay, first step, specialize. You have to become the go-to person for one specific problem. That's how you stop competing on price and start commanding a premium for your value. Second, build your personal brand. And this is way more than a logo. It's about showing your results and building a reputation that brings high-quality clients to you. Third, and this is crucial, master AI tools. They are your new secret weapon. And finally, you have to plan your finances like a CFO from day one.
And let's just drill down on that AI point for a second. This isn't some abstract future thing. We're talking about using tools right now, like ChatGPT for research, Midjourney for design ideas, and GitHub Copilot for coding. These tools don't replace your skill, they supercharge it. They make you faster, more efficient, and ultimately, way more valuable to your clients.
When it comes right down to it, all of this boils down to one crucial mindset shift. This is not a hobby. It is a business. The moment you start thinking like a business owner, managing contracts, marketing yourself, handling client relationships professionally, that right there becomes the single biggest key to your long-term success.
And that brings us to our final thought. The projections are showing that by 2028, freelancers could actually make up more than half of the entire American workforce. So this revolution we've been talking about, it isn't coming, it's happening right now. The only real question left is, are you ready for it?